Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. In this video we're going to be covering the strength bonus and how it works in Runescape 3. So grab your cup of tea, sit back and enjoy the video. So first off, some overall information about the strength bonus. The higher your magic, ranged or strength bonus in terms of total overall bonus from amulets, armor and all that stuff, the higher you will hit in game. The higher your magic, range and strength level also impacts how hard you will hit. But for melee, the higher your attack level, the higher accuracy you have. Now for magic and ranged, it doesn't matter. The higher your magic and range level, the higher you will hit and the higher accuracy you will have with those styles. Now melee damage is calculated in-game depending on your level, the damage boosts you do have, and the strength boosts you have. For magic, it's dependent on the level, your magic spell that you're using, the damage boosts, and the strength boosts in magic. For ranged, again, dependent on the level, the ammo you're using, the damage boosts, and strength bonus. And of course, for all three, it all depends on which weapons you are using as well. Now, calculating your ranged ability damage. On screen you can see three formulas, at least I tried to make it look like a formula, and these are from the official RuneScape wiki. So, there's the main hand damage and offhand damage, and you need to combine these if you're dual wielding. But for now we're going to be focusing on the two-handed weapon damage. Now in the formulas, R stands for your level in ranged plus boosts, so if you're using a potion and you have a higher range level, that's the range level you want to be using in the calculation. TM stands for the tier of your main hand weapon, TO stands for the tier of your offhand ranged weapon, DA stands for the damage of your ammunition, and B stands for all ranged bonuses from armor, amulets, and rings. So the formulas are pretty straightforward, but let's say you have a two-handed ranged weapon, 3.75 times your range level, plus the lowest amount, the min stands for that, so either 14.4 times TM or 1.5 times DA, and the lowest of the two is the one you're going to be using to add to 3.75 times your range level, plus 1.5 B. And that's your ranged ability damage. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. So the magic ability damage formulas are pretty much the same. The only difference is with the spell damage, aka SM or SO. For the two-handed weapon, you want to do it 1.5 times the spell damage because you want to even it out compared to a main and offhand, aka dual wielding, for spell damage. So that's the only thing you really need to know. Other than that, the formula is pretty much the same, and the letters and stuff are on screen. Next up are the melee ability damage formulas, and they are a bit different. And as you can see, I made a mistake while editing because I made these images a while back, and I noticed it said magic weapons at DM and DO and B and stuff, so I had to change that. That's the only downside of making images in advance for a video. Anyways, so the S stands for level and strength plus boosts. DM stands for damage of your main hand melee weapon, DO stands for the damage of your offhand melee weapon, B stands for all strength bonuses from armor, amulets and rings, and bracelets, stuff like that. But in this formula, the SM and SO are multipliers dependent on the speed of your weapons. And if it's an average speed weapon, it's 0.644, a fast weapon is 0.784, and a fastest type weapon has 1 as a multiplier. So, 200 weapon damage would be 3.75 times the level and strength plus boosts, plus the damage of your main hand melee weapon, times the speed, plus 1.5 times all your strength bonuses combined. And that's how you calculate your melee ability damage. As an example, a Noxious Scythe, which is an average speed type weapon at level 99 strength without any other boosts, you get a melee ability damage of 1663.334. Now you also have an increase with prayer damage, and this just stacks on top of your other damage. Now you have many prayers that increase your damage, so for melee it would be burst of strength, superhuman strength and ultimate strength, giving you an increase of 2, 4 and 6%. For ranged it would be unstoppable, unrelenting and overpowering force, giving you again 2, 4 and 6% boosts in ranged. Charge, supercharge and overcharge give you 2 to 6% increase in magic damage. Now I do know there are accuracy prayers as well, but we're not covering those in this video. Then if you've got the requirements, Chivalry gives you plus 7% melee damage boost and accuracy and defense bonus properties, but we're not covering those. Piety or Piety gives you plus 8% melee damage, Rigor gives you plus 8 range damage, and Augury, if that's how you pronounce it, gives you plus 8% magic damage increase. Now the Dungeoneering Necklace, the Amulet of Zealots or Zealots, can add a 10% boost to all of these. Then you have the curses, of course, so Leech Strength boosts your damage by 2 to 8% over time, only 4% in PvP max, and the same for Leech Range Strength and Leech Magic Strength. These also drain your opponent's damage and strength by 6 to 12%, 8% in PvP, but we're not covering that again in this video. And then of course there's the well-known curses called Turmoil, Anguish, and Torment, which gives you a plus 10% damage boost, plus 10 levels to calculate the accuracy or hit chance, and plus 10 levels for blocking or calculating the block chance. Now these curses also drain your opponent's stats from minus 6 all the way to minus 10 when calculating the accuracy or defense of your opponent for blocking and accuracy calculation. It also drains your opponent's damage from minus 9% all the way up to minus 15% over time. This is only up to minus 10% in PvP, sadly. So, and finally we have the best curses in the game, which are pretty much, again, just like Turmoil, Anguish, and Torment, a combination of all separate saps and drains of the lower levels of curses, or when the prayer skill, you know, whatever. And they do the same thing, just a bit better, plus 12% damage, plus 12 levels for accuracy calculations or hit chance, plus 12 defense levels for block chance calculations, then the same drain amount in levels for the attack and defense calculations of your opponents for blocking and accuracy, and again a minus 10 decrease of damage on your opponent to minus 15% if it's a PVM creature, and minus 10% in PvP. Now the tier 99 curses are unlocked by the Praesoul Codex, and all the other curses are unlocked if you have the Tempot Centistan quest complete, and of course the required prayer level. Next up is the potion damage increase. Now potions obviously boost your magic, strength, and ranged levels, depending on which potion you're using, of course. These are also used in the formulas as seen before. Now each boosted level provides a 4 to 8, random chance by the way, extra damage to each hit you do. Now perks like Precise, Equilibrium, and Biting affect it as they increase hit damage. Potions also, I'm not reading this from the screen by the way, they also boost your accuracy. And this in turn also boosts your damage per minute. Not per se your damage, but you hit more often, so pretty much you are doing more damage, you know. As for melee, again, only attack potions increase your accuracy, and you need strength potions to increase your damage. As for ranged and magic, it's 2 in 1 pretty much, which is, I don't know, it's how the potions are and the skills are in RuneScape. So next up are other damage boosts. Now they all stack with ability damage, but they don't work with bleeds, like Corruption Shot or Combustion Shot, Fragmentation Shot, stuff like that. Now as an example, or 2 examples, fire spells do 50% more damage to ice strike worms and glacors, or glacers, I don't know. That is just stacked onto the total ability damage that you do. So let's say you do 100 damage as an example. With fire spells you would be doing 150 damage against the ice strike worms and glacers. Now another example, the Tokkul Zo, which is rewarded on completion of the Elder Kiln quest. Now this item gives you a 10% more damage increase against the Caesar creatures like the ones in the Fight Kiln or Fight Caves when equipped and charged. Now the last little bit of information in this video is about the magic damage cap. Now I think there's a massive misconception in terms of spells and what damage they do. A lot of people think Air Surge is weaker than Fire Surge because Fire Surge is a high level spell. And while they are using a Staff of Light as an example, that's just, it isn't how it works. At level 92 magic, at least if you're that level of course, all elemental spells from the Surge all the way down, even Ice Barrage, are capped to the same damage of 883. Now apart from that, the damage also caps through your weapon. The most basic example is if you're using a Staff of Light, which is a tier 75 weapon, and Air Surge, which is a level 81 magic spell, the damage of Air Surge will be capped to tier 75. So let's say for some weird reason you're using fire and air runes, and you'd be using the tier 75 spell or level 75 magic spell, Fire Wave. You would be doing the same damage with Fire Wave as you would be using Air Surge with a Staff of Light, as it's capped to your weapon. I hope you guys now understand how this works. Anyways, I want to end the video here. If you guys enjoyed it or found it helpful, please leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
When you're feeling down on your luck, you're tired and stuck, enough is enough. You gotta pick yourself up, cause life gets hard, it might leave scars.